Fadia, today we're going to talk about boundaries in the relationship.
Yes.
It's a very interesting subject and it's not very much practiced. So we want to maybe take our time talking about it today.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, let's get this from Isaiah chapter 10.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 13.
Yes, there is a beautiful verse that really illustrates, I think, everything we want to say today.
Yeah, you want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
For he says, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. Also I have removed the boundaries of the people and have robbed their treasuries. So I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man.
Yeah. So that's the king of Assyria is saying that this is what he has done. He has removed the boundaries of the people and have robbed their treasuries.
So their boundaries was like a protection of
Exactly.
their treasure.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the idea that when there is no boundaries, plunders, they people, they can just come in and
There's
they
no
can
protection.
rob and they can take. So the idea of boundaries is that there is something precious here, and I want to put boundaries around it.
To protect it. So how does that look like in marriage relationship?
Well, let's say if I value my marriage relationship, I'm gonna put boundary around it. We'll talk about what that boundaries are, but the idea is my marriage is important. My relationship is important. And everything we talked about before, I need to work on my freedom. I want to work on my heart. I want to work on my connection. I want to work
My connection with God, number
on
one.
connection with God. I want to work on myself, because if I don't value myself, I'm not going to value my wife. I'm not going to value my husband. And all of these things I need to work on, because my relationship or my marriage is a treasure to me, and I want to value it. So I'm going to put boundaries around
Very
it.
interesting. Yeah.
So again, we go and we say the same thing. Only powerful people can practice these things.
Powerful people. How do you define powerful people again?
Powerful people are people who make decisions and they take responsibility for their decisions. So a powerful person can put boundary around what he treasures. A powerless person, just he hopes that no one will come and rob this thing that I treasure. So what we want to be, of course, powerful people.
So I need to work on myself before I even work on boundaries.
Definitely. See, it all comes from the heart. From the heart is the issues of life. This is why a powerful person is a person who is anchored in their identity. They know who they are. They know what God has said about them. They believe what God said about them, and they live out their identity in Christ. That's what a powerful person is. But a powerful person also puts boundaries around the different relationships he or she has.
Okay.
So we're talking about the marriage relationship. So in our marriage, we have decided, I guess after a few years in the marriage relationship, to start to put boundaries around the relationship.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
And at the beginning, if you remember, we didn't know that we even should. We didn't even think it's a Christian thing to do, because so many Christians, they think, no, I shouldn't put boundaries. Everybody should have access to me. Imagine
They don't say it like just like that, but they practice it like
they
that.
practice it like that.
Yeah.
So they think everyone have access to God. So when Jesus was here, everybody had access to him. So if we are good Christians and we are like Jesus, everyone can have access to me.
Yeah. So but not everybody had access to Jesus.
No, not at all. but again, why people say that everyone have access to me is because they are powerless. They're afraid to put boundaries, or they don't know that they need to put boundaries.
They're afraid to be misunderstood. Because it can be misunderstood having boundaries.
It
It
will
can
be
be
misunderstood for sure.
what it like what
People will think that they are being proud. They're rejecting them. When, let's say I have access to you. Let's say I have access to you in the sense that there is no respect of time. I can just come and come into your presence and start talking. You know how some people come into a room, they
Yeah.
start talking before even they come into the room. They start the conversation before they come into the room to see what's going on.
Yeah.
If see these people, there's, I think, they have a sense of entitlement that as soon as I walk in, I can start talking. So so there are these kind of people, they come in. Let's say I'm doing that with you. I'm not respecting what you're doing. If you are on the phone, if you are watching something on TV, or I'm just coming in and I'm just speaking straight away. I'm just invading your time. That is not. And if you allow this to happen, and then you put the TV, the kids usually do that with their
Yeah.
parents, and you put the TV down, or whatever you're doing, you stop it, and that's fine for a limit.
Yeah.
But then if this is a lifestyle, that means
Yeah.
there's an invasion of privacy. There's no boundary to my time. This is I'm not valuing this anymore because I'm allowing people to come in.
Yeah.
So the idea of boundary is that there is something precious, and I don't let everybody to come and have access to it.
Yeah.
So in the marriage relationship, our marriage, we don't have give access to everybody into this relationship I have, including our even the most precious people in our lives,
Our kids.
our kids. And later on in life we're gonna have grandchildren, and that too, they're not gonna have full access into our lives because we are protecting this relationship.
True.
And imagine now, if I come and invade your time, and I want to come and just come into your time, and I discover you have locked the door, I would feel rejected.
Yeah.
Like, how can you reject me? How can you lock the door? How can you? But you're not rejecting me. You're just protecting, valuing your time.
True.
So the essence of putting a boundary is that I am valuing what's inside.
Okay.
I'm not punishing who's outside.
Okay.
The one who's outside probably feels punished. But again,
Uncomfortable. Definitely people will feel uncomfortable.
yes, this is why.
That's when you know that the boundary is working.
Yeah, and this is why we said something about communication before. Like, a clear communication is so important, because I'm telling the person what I'm doing. So when I say I'm valuing this time, I'm not punishing you, I'm not rejecting you. I'm just saying that I'm gonna put value on this time now, and this is time for me and God, maybe me and another person, but I'm valuing this.
Okay.
So that's a boundary.
Okay.
That's what a boundary is. A boundary, it's a heart issue. It's in my mind, and it's in the way I live my life. I'm putting.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. I live as a man who has boundaries. Now, if Satan comes and robs those boundaries, as in the verse where it says, I have removed the boundaries, if I don't have boundaries in my life, I am robbed, because the the things that I treasure in my life, Satan has access to it, and people have access to it. Take it. So I must, as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus, to practice
Boundaries.
boundaries.
Because, like, another word for boundaries, protection.
Yeah, well, that's
I
what
have
boundaries do.
removed
Like,
the boundaries
Yeah.
of the people,
Yeah.
their protection,
Their protection.
so I can come and rob
That's
them.
correct.
That
Yeah.
is scary.
So let's say this, and make it very clear. The reason why we put boundaries in our lives is not so we can punish people. It's not because we're rejecting people. We're not because we want to love them less. It's not because of that at all. It's because I'm valuing the treasure. I'm valuing something so much. I'm giving it its true value.
Yeah.
So when I value something very much, I will put boundary around it. And the husband and wife, they should value their relationship
Enough.
enough to put boundary around it. That means not any time people can have access to this relationship or to my time or to my energy or to my money. I allocate most, like when you have a relationship, you allocate energy, you allocate money, you allocate time to this relationship.
Okay.
So that means if I am valuing this relationship, these resources that I have, they are allocated to this relationship. And I have to make boundary around that. What does that mean? If someone outside wants to draw on my time and I'm going to take time from that relationship, I'm not valuing this relationship anymore. Now, I'm not talking about emergencies and things like that. I'm talking about a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So let's say I agree with you that next week we're gonna take 2 days off and we're gonna go holiday. We're gonna go have fun, not necessarily spiritual things. It's just time you and I, right? And then someone comes and says, Ray, I haven't seen you for a while. Can we just catch up? And most people, if they're not protecting this relationship, they says, okay. And then I'll come to you and say, Fadia, can we just maybe do it maybe 2 weeks after that because now someone called me and I have to go see them.
Well, I have another example. If you remember, on
Don't expose me.
no, I'm exposing myself.
Okay.
On our anniversary, few years back, you booked 2 nights away somewhere nice, and we just wanted to go there and just spend it together and just be thankful to God about our connection. Is this person calls me from the church?
Yeah.
I felt obliged to answer because they're going through some hard time.
Yeah.
And she's going through some hard time with her husband, and things erupted during those 2 days.
Yeah.
So I took time away from you just trying to counsel the woman over the phone during my 2 days holiday. And I got emotionally so drained and connected to the story. And I was like, I remember we finished the 2 days. We went straight home. We put our bags and we went straight to them just to help them.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at this situation. I said, like, why did I even do that? Why couldn't I wait 2 days? Because these 2 days, they were supposed to be only our time for you and me.
Yeah.
I didn't do that at all. I just felt obliged because I'm a pastor of a church.
Yeah.
I work in the church and I serve people and I need to be there for them all the time.
Yeah. See, that's, I don't remember that incident anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I'll remind you later with more details.
I remember it a bit,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not hurt by it. I received inner healing for it.
Yeah.
But the idea is that is the practice of boundaries is that we need to know and learn that to be a follower of Jesus, we need to be able to say no and to value a relationship to the point where we're putting a boundary. So if people want to come into it, we can say no. And again, it's not that you're saying, if you said no to this lady, it's not you're punishing her. You punished me, or you punished yourself, you punished us. So you can say yes to her. Now, the right thing, I guess what you're saying is you should have said no to her and yes to us.
Yeah.
Because you're valuing this.
True.
And that doesn't mean you're not going to go minister to her, but in 2 days they're not going to kill each other, and we can minister.
They can wait for 2 days. It's not like when Jesus spent the whole night with the Father, even though the disciples, they were in the boat struggling, almost dying from the wind.
Yeah.
And he waited all night to finish his time with the Father.
Yeah.
Just early morning, he went to them and he saved them.
Yeah.
He could have just left his time earlier on.
Yeah.
And do something about it.
Yeah.
So
there's many stories like that. Like Lazarus, for example.
Yeah.
The Bible says when he got the news that he died, he waited 2 days, it says, wherever the place he was in. So why did he wait two places? And the Bible tells us, and Jesus loved Lazarus and his two sisters. So the Bible wants us to understand he loves them.
He loves
It's
them.
not
That's
because
not
he doesn't love.
punishment.
It's not
Yeah.
punishment. And this is why it's so important to come to this decision that it is right for me to put a boundary around my marriage relationship. Actually, it's a godly thing. It's a righteous thing for me to do that. And if I don't do it, I'm not doing a good thing. Because some people think I shouldn't. Like I should sacrifice my wife, sacrifice my marriage, sacrifice for, especially for the ministry. And I feel sorry for some ministers because they ruin their kids, they ruin their marriages.
Yeah.
They don't have a good marriage. They're not a testimony to other people. Their marriage is barely a marriage. Their kids, they are stumbled from church and because the ministry.
Yeah. I remember myself, like, for years, the idea of being a pastor of a church or my husband being a pastor of a church, it used to terrify me.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was like a life sentence. I'm gonna be now. My life is gonna end if I'm gonna be a pastor of a church.
Because you
Growing
saw
up, because I was watching certain pastors how their life was,
and
how their wives,
were. Yeah.
how much they had to carry and be just an open door, an open house. So I was like, I had fear. If I could say, I had fear of the idea of being a pastor of a church.
Yeah.
Thinking that that's my life is going to be over.
They think because they think the Christian thing, the right thing to do is for everybody to have access to my home,
Yeah.
to my marriage, to my relationship. Everybody knows everything about me as a pastor, and it's like pastors don't exist, or they're. And what's so hard about this? Their relationship, their marriage relationship, is under so much
paying
pressure.
the price.
It's pain.
Yeah. Like I remember once in the church, I don't know if you remember it. I think you do. This person came to church and he was so happy and he just got to know the Lord. And, this person in the church trying to, make them feel welcome and it was like fun to watch. And this person in our church, he told this new person that now you have access for, like, Pastor Raed and Pastor Fadia. You can call them 24/7. Remember? And you jumped in and you said, of course you can call, but it doesn't mean I'm going to answer.
Yeah, for sure. You can't tell people what to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
He was like offering us like 24/7. We are 24/7 there for him.
Yeah.
Just like.
Yeah, and some people think that is how we need to live our life, to be followers of Jesus. And I think, where is the accountability and my responsibility to manage my own? And Jesus spoke about, if you cannot manage
How can you manage
what is
others?
given to you, like it's talking about the idea, if you cannot manage the money of others, being a steward of someone you're working for, who's going to give you your own? And the idea is, if I cannot manage the things of God, if I am not faithful in what God has blessed me, my marriage, my kids, my home, and relationships, how I'm going to become rich, how God is going to entrust me with things of my own. So the idea is, I need to manage my life. I need to manage my time. I need to manage my strength, my body. Our bodies are to be managed, not to be enslaved to our bodies, to our desires, to our sin, to all of these things. We need to manage that. Part of that, what we say management, is like putting boundaries around certain relationships.
Yeah.
And again, I wanna emphasize this. It's not punishment to the other person. We're not punishing people when we put boundaries. We are valuing what's inside.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we talk about, you need to manage your circle of intimacy. I spoke about this in the church before.
You
but
did.
The idea
It was
is,
amazing.
you see this table is round, and in the center of this table is the bullseye, right?
Yeah.
And then you have circles and circles and circles and circles. This table, if you like, this is the circle of relationship. This is the wall, right? And everyone has that, right? But in the center, the bullseye of the table, I should have there God. I should have Jesus there. That's That's the center of everything for me. And the circle outside of the center is only one person, and that is you, for me,
Yeah.
because you are my wife.
Yeah.
You're the only one in that. Not even our kids. How much we love our kids, right? And but they can't be there. They are in the circle outside of that, because no one should have access to our marriage relationship. That's just between you and I.
Yeah.
So we manage that. So we put a boundary on it. When our kids were little, by 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m., with
There.
school
They go to
school
sleep.
days, it's time for them to go to sleep, because you and I, we need time
Yeah.
when they go to sleep.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I see parents don't do. Their kids, they just sleep with them in the bed. They have access to them 24/7
Yeah.
in the home, and there is no boundary between husband and wife, and their intimacy, it starts to be under threat. There's a lot of things that they cannot spend time together. They cannot talk together. They can, because now the kids just took over life,
Yeah.
and they didn't teach their kids that there's boundaries to life. There's time for dad and mom alone. There's time for dad and mom not just alone. Maybe time for mom to be with God. I remember
Yeah.
when you used to put the kids on the couch and they're not allowed to come down, because now it's time for them to be quiet.
Yeah.
And
Is to tell them this is resting time.
yeah,
So they would like listen.
Yeah.
I would put Josh and Pascal on the couch. Said, no, we're not going to step down now. We need time. Everybody
Yeah.
needs time.
Yeah.
And they used to respect that. They learned
yeah,
how to
they
respect
learned.
it.
They learned. And see, how would the little ones learn
Yeah.
if the parents don't teach them boundaries? If they don't teach them these things,
Even
you're not punishing your kids.
True.
We love our kids just like I believe every other parent. Sane parents, they love their kids,
Yeah.
and we want them the best. We want them to learn everything. So,
Yeah.
putting a boundary between the marriage and the kids is not punishment for the kids. Actually, that's the loving thing to do.
Like I remember I told them when we go to church, it's not about you now. Like I remember I used to tell the kids, it's not about you now. And when they want to talk to us during the meeting, they needed to be very quiet.
Yeah,
They know that they need to whisper.
yeah,
And so they learned that church is not a playground that I need to go and play in church.
Yeah.
It's my fun. It's a God time.
yeah,
So they learned how to respect our time in church. Remember that when they were kids?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see that. The kids, they need a lot of guidance.
Again, I think we need, if the parents understand that setting boundaries is something important, crucial to life, and they start to practice it with their kids at home, in the church when they come. I know some families can't come to church if their kids with them because they cannot manage them, and I'm thinking there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
Kids should not manage the adults. And people think some people they talk about this and they laugh as this is normal. Their kids, they're 3, 4, and maybe 5 years old, and the kid is controlling the atmosphere of the house,
Yeah.
of the home, what they can do and what they can't do, and I'm saying they need to be trained. Your kids need to be trained. You need to learn how to say no to your kids. No is important to your kids.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's one of the things that we fail when we set boundaries. That our yes and our
It's
no
not a yes.
is not a yes and it's not a no. There is no
Yeah.
boundary around this word. So when we say yes and our kids they demand, or not necessarily our kid, let's say we say yes to someone and they demand more than what we agreed on, we give in to them still. That's
Yeah.
not respecting boundaries. So this is why I go back. Boundaries is for the powerful, those who can say, it is my responsibility to manage my time, my money, my effort, my love. See, I don't go throw my love to everybody. We are to love everybody. We don't have the option not to love.
But you don't throw it.
But that
Hastily.
doesn't mean everyone I love, they have full 100% access into my heart. No, we can't live this way. And God doesn't expect us to live this way.
Yeah.
So your access into my life is different than anyone's access into my life.
Yeah.
And that's That's godly. That's right.
It's like having a house, and when you invite people, some people you invite them, they're welcome to come to sit in your lounge.
Yeah.
Other people, I'm happy for them to come and be with me in the kitchen because
Yeah.
the kitchen is my area.
Yeah.
But no one should come to my bedroom
Yeah.
except you.
Yeah.
So these are boundaries inside the house
Yeah.
for visitors.
Yeah.
I see it this way. I see it like there should be boundaries, different boundaries to different people in our lives.
And exactly, Fadia. And that is so important to practice in relationships. When, the Bible says that a man should leave his father and mother.
Leave.
So once this is a boundary. So now my relation is with me and my wife. I should put a boundary around this relationship. Now, it doesn't mean I disrespect my father and mother.
Absolutely, yeah.
But my father and mother, my mother cannot come and speak into the relationship anymore. Well, we can respect what she thinks or what she says, but the relationship now is built. There's a boundary around this relationship. There's oneness between the husband and the wife. And, the countless stories we see about parents ruining the marriage of their son or of their
Or the
daughter,
daughter.
because they're interfering. They're not respecting the boundaries.
True.
And this is why we say some cultures are good for marriages and some cultures they're not. And on this point, the point of boundaries, because some cultures don't have boundaries, and the idea is if you set a boundary, it's shameful or not respectful. And
It's against the culture. And what would you do in that sense? Like,
well,
what
it's
would you-
hard. It's hard. It's very hard to set boundaries in this culture. But again, powerful people do hard things. They have to respect. They have to protect this.
Like, I remember me and you, when Josh, our son, was about to get married, we started to even discuss how we need to step out of that circle with Josh now because someone else is going to come there. And
Yeah.
we spoke about it, and we decided how we're going to like be on the other side of the fence now, because now he's got his own life.
Yeah.
If someone comes, it's his priority.
They need to work on their relationship to become
Yeah.
one. We shouldn't interfere. We shouldn't come into that circle of intimacy
Yeah.
unless they invite us to come to give counsel, and then we just
and then
go
we
back
just have to get
the
out
outside
quickly.
counsel.
Yeah,
And I think if every parents do that, marriages will be stronger.
yeah.
Now, we're not saying let them swim by themselves. They probably need our counsel. They need that. And
But you stay close from a distance.
Yeah.
Close and a bit of a distance. That's very healthy, very
Yeah.
important.
And the idea is you need to respect. See, you cannot force the parents, mom and dad, to respect the boundary between husband and wife. Now, some parents they're aware enough to do that themselves, but it is the responsibility of the husband and the
And the
wife
wife
to
to
manage
set-
that relationship. It is their responsibility. It's not the responsibility of others. This is why there are levels of boundaries. It's like if you have a garden and you're worried that rabbits will come into the garden, you build a boundary, maybe
Yeah.
this height.
Yeah,
But if you're worried about deer jumping into the
You build it much
you-
higher.
You build it much higher. So some people, we need to build or put a higher boundary,
Yeah.
because maybe culturally, not they are bad people. They're just their culture taught
Yeah.
them, and no respect of boundaries will just come.
Yeah.
Will just come in, and so these kind of people, we need to be aware that they're not bad people, and we're not punishing them by putting boundaries. We are just respecting what is inside. So a person that is in your circle of intimacy, remember we talked about the circle
Yeah.
of intimacy, they might be here in the circles, and there are like 5-6 circles out from the center, but they're not respecting you. They're not respecting your time. They're hurting you. They're gossiping about you. You can say they don't have your best interest in their heart. You go move them out from the circle
You-
of
you move- intimacy. Yeah.
You're not punishing them by
You
doing
just put a
that.
bit of
You are
distance.
protecting yourself. You're protecting
Yeah.
what's inside.
Yeah.
So and that is my responsibility. Now,
Yeah.
some people, they will never do that. They keep living, being hurt, being
Time after
dishonored
time after time.
all the time, and they think this is love. That's not love. So let's say anyone decides, you know what, I'm going to go access God's presence. Go. Who can access God's presence?
If God doesn't
Did
open the
God
door,
say, you know, anyone can come and access my presence? I don't think so. The Bible says the pure in heart and
We'll
clean
see.
and clean hands can ascend to the hill of the Lord. So there is requirement. You can't just, you know, disrespect God and expect that, you know, I'm gonna come to God.
wow.
So there's boundaries. God sets boundaries. So we need to set boundaries with everything and with everybody, especially if I value this relationship, I need to put boundaries around it.
Yeah.
So people will not come in. So boundaries are crucial to the relationship. Otherwise, it's not protected. And it is our job to protect it, not wishing others will protect it and respect it. You know,
Exactly.
you gave an illustration about the need of the church to put a fence.
Yes. Our church.
Yeah,
Yeah. Our church at the moment, the building has no fence.
yeah,
So everybody feels like wants to park inside the church. They do. Like the other day, we were having this prayer meeting, our prayer meeting
Yeah.
last Friday, actually. I came out and I saw this bag outside the door.
yeah,
I actually felt a bit nervous because I didn't know what's in the bag.
yeah,
We checked it. There's turned out to be just clothes or something.
yeah,
And someone just felt like they could walk and put that bag outside the door. Because there's no fence in the church, it's so easily accessed.
yeah,
Everybody can access
yeah.
the door, the main door. So we are working on this project at the moment, maybe
Yeah.
just to put a
so,
fence.
So,
but
so putting a fence is we're putting a boundary around the building because now we are valuing the building. We, now, you know, obviously it's costly to put a fence and maybe we don't have the money
and
to
it's
do it.
safer.
It's not that
like,
we're not valuing the building before, but now we're saying, okay, this is going to be very important. It's high on the agenda.
Yeah.
We need to put this fence because we want to protect the building. Now,
Yeah.
when we put a fence to the church, we're not telling people you can't come in. We're not,
we want
we're not
people to
punishing
come
people.
to church. We want people to come to church.
Yeah.
But we just, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So we're putting
fence.
a fence to protect the building of the church, but everybody is welcome when we open the fence.
Yeah.
When people come in, so we're letting who wants to come in, and those who are gonna cause problems, we can close the fence.
Yeah.
So the idea, the fence, we put the fence not to punish people from the outside. We're not saying you can't come to church.
We
Just
are
the
just
opposite. We want people
valuing.
to come, but we're valuing what's inside. We're valuing the building. We're protecting the building. That's the place where we meet with God. This is, we need to protect it. We're not punishing, but we're protecting. We're valuing. So that's the treasure inside. So when I value the treasure inside, I put a boundary.
Yeah.
If husband and wives, they treasure their relationship. Remember, in our marriage, after after 10 years, 12 years,
Yeah. In the marriage.
we decided, our marriage is not doing well.
Yeah.
And we decided that we want to treasure this relationship. We want to work on it. So we made a decision that this is precious. We need to work on this relationship. And we started to learn about boundaries and about how to communicate and all of these things that we are teaching. Because we made that decision, we value this relationship.
Yeah.
We don't want to let it go. We don't want to count it as worthless and whatever happened. So we valued it and we put a boundary around
Absolutely. And one of the things we decided not to do is to share everything that goes on between you and me.
Yeah.
Because people feel they have the need to share everything. It's like being, I don't know. I don't know why people do that, but they just open up their life about everything, think that, people can benefit from my experience and I can share everything about my life. So one of the things we decided by putting boundaries around our connection is what goes on between you and me stays between you and me.
Yeah.
It's not information for everybody to know about it,
Yeah.
even for the closest.
Yeah.
And that's something I think we did from the beginning of our marriage. And that protected us, I believe.
Yeah. It did, of course.
from the interference of whoever around you. Look,
Yeah.
you know, and
I want to say this. Maybe we'll end with this. Some people, they feel they need to speak everything out, let everybody in their hearts. It's because they're not valuing what's inside. So when you start to value yourself, when you start to value your thoughts, you value your feelings, then you start to put a boundary around it. And when husbands and wives start to value their relationships, they start to put boundaries around it.
yeah,
And I know there's lots of ignorance, there's lack of knowledge in a lot of areas.
most of the time it's lack of knowledge.
Yes. This is why, because I know it is lack of knowledge, if I value this, I will go get knowledge.
Yeah,
I will listen to what we're talking and to others who have been teaching about these things. And we go and buy books. And of course, the teacher is the Holy Spirit who leads us so we can find our way. And so we work on it.
absolutely.
We work on the relationships that are important.
It pays
to us.
off.
Yeah, it pays off. Wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.